Okay, let me show you something. So, as you were able to see on Moodle, this week we are gonna be learning about the respiratory system, okay?
Okay.
So, last week or the week before Holy Week, we were talking about the digestive system, okay? So, you already know that a group of organs working together doing a common function is called an organ system. And respiratory system is a group of organs working to allow us to breathe or to do the process of respiration. Okay? So, like you already know, respiration is a fundamental process for the human life. Okay? And not
Okay.
only for humans, also for any living thing. Plants need air to breathe. Humans, animals, everything that has life needs to breathe. And we are not the exception. Okay? So, like I was saying, the respiratory system is a biological system that allows us to breathe through the process of taking oxygen from the environment and releasing carbon dioxide. This over here, CO2, is carbon dioxide, and this is waste, okay? And we know that the human body doesn't like to have waste inside. So we take what is good and we release what is waste. In this case, it's carbon dioxide. So the respiratory system, as you can all see here, it's formed by the nasal cavities. Also, the mouth is part of the respiratory system. The trachea, bronchi, and lungs. There are also other organs that we are going to be discussing later. Yes, Diana, do you have a question?
In Spanish, please.
Ok, mi amor. Estaba diciendo que el sistema respiratorio está formado por la boca, la nariz, la tráquea, que es un tubito largo que está en
Ajá.
el cuello, los bronquios y los pulmones.
Bueno. Ah.
Y que en los pulmones lo que sucede es que tomamos oxígeno y eliminamos el dióxido de carbono, que es
Oh,
un desecho. ¿Bien?
okay.
Okay. So, we have two videos for you to watch on this presentation. You should take your time to watch them. They're fun. They're going to be really, really good for you to understand properly the process of respiration. Okay?
Sure. What are antibodies in plasma?
Huh?
Antibodies in plasma. What is that?
Well, this is not from this class, but plasma is a component of the blood. Okay? You know, blood is made from several parts, like plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and plasma is a component of the blood. And antibodies, it's like, for example, when a disease get into your system, the first time you are not going to be able to recognize that because it's the first time that your body is seeing that disease. But the second time, your body is prepared. This time, it has a defense mechanism called antibodies, which is like a small soldier to fight disease. Okay? So we have antibodies for different types of diseases. Okay?
And why does the group AB, blood AB, does not have antibody in plasma?
What about we continue talking about the respiratory system because we are going to be talking about blood next week.
Aw, I was looking for blood groups, and I found that I found that. So
Yeah, because we have different types of blood types like A, B, O, and each type has its different characteristics. But we're going to be talking about blood next week because we're going to start learning about the circulatory process. But today we're talking about respiration, and we have, limited time. So I'm going to be asking all of your questions about blood next week. Got it?
okay,
Okay.
yeah.
So, yes, Manuel?
So, I have a question. So, when we grow up and like, we're adults, right? And does a lung span when we grow up?
Yes. Everything in our bodies go changing while we grow up. The
A
bones,
blood
the
can change.
organs, no. Well, it does, but in the amount of its components. For example, a baby is not going to have the same amount of white blood cells as an adult. It changes, okay? Depending on the age and on the type of person, okay?
Mhm.
So, continue with the respiratory system. We have the trachea. As you can see here, this is the trachea, which is a long tube, and it goes in front of the esophagus. Do you remember the esophagus from the digestive system? Okay, so they're both on your neck section, okay? So they receive the air that comes from the mouth and the nose, and they took that air into the bronchi. Bronchi are another set of tubes. As you can see here, the trachea splits into parts. And they took that air into the lungs, okay? But bronchi are divided into bronchioles, as you can see here, and bronchioles at the end are going to have the alveoli. Alveoli, they look like teeny tiny grapes, like a group of grapes, but you cannot eat them. They are really, really tiny, and we have like 300 millions of alveoli inside our lungs. So we have a lot. And we need those because inside the alveoli is where the oxygen is transformed into carbon dioxide. And the alveoli are connected to the circulatory system through the capillaries. And the capillaries take the oxygen and release them into the blood. So that way the oxygen goes to every one of our body cells. Without oxygen, body cells are going to die. So we really need the oxygen. So the diaphragm is a muscle. As you remember, muscles are like rubber bands. Rubber bands, you can pull them and they go back. It's the same with the diaphragm. We have it here under the ribs, and they allow the chest to expand when the lungs are receiving air. When we take air, lungs need to be expanded. Okay, they need space to grow bigger. So the diaphragm is going to allow us to do that. Like when we take air and we release them, when we do this, inhale, my lungs are going to be bigger and they need more space. Okay? So this is why we have to protect our bodies when we are like playing baseball, volleyball, because if we receive like a punch on the chest, the pain is not gonna let us expand our lungs properly. Roxy, do you want to say something?
Are we gonna use the computers in this class?
No.
So I can go to my bed.
Teacher,
Okay. Yes?
I can go to the bathroom to wash my hands.
Yes, sweetie, you can. Okay, so the lungs. The lungs are the most important organs in the respiratory system because they are the ones that control what happens with the air, and they take the oxygen and release carbon dioxide. We have two lungs. One is going to be smaller than the other one. Why? Because of this. In this picture, you can see both lungs. The right one, which is this one, it's bigger than the left one because the left one is going to have something called cardiac notch.
Why does the left one looks like it's vanishing?
Because that way you can see the heart underneath. It is on purpose, sweetie. It's only in the picture, it's not in real life, okay? I made the picture see-through so you can see the heart, okay?
Creo que sí.
So the heart is resting here on this part of the left lung. This is the cardiac notch, okay? So this is why the left lung is gonna be smaller than the right one. So after you finish watching the presentation and watching the videos that I placed on the presentation, I also gave you a Word document which has a few notes, really important notes for you to read and understand the respiratory system better. I also gave you a PDF with some extra learning tips, okay? And you're going to be using that information to complete the assignment, okay?
Okay.
Entonces, do we have any questions so far? Roxy, ¿estás levantando la mano todavía? No.
Teacher, do we have homework?
Yes, yes. I'm raising my hand.
That's what I'm saying, sweetie. We have an assignment this week.
Yeah. Teacher.
Yes, Roxy?
Can I say Spanish?
Yeah.
¿Qué pasa si te falta un lado del lado? ¿Qué te pasa?
O
Well,
como quiera puedes respirar. Entonces solamente que puedes.
Pero,
okay. Sometimes some people need surgery to remove a piece of the lung, okay? It's not really that hard to survive. Some people only have one lung, you know, their breathing respiration process is not going to be the same as us because we have two lungs, but they can live without a piece of a lung and without a lung. Okay. Edgar, you can send it to my mail as always, the practice. Okay. You guys, if you're not able to send the practice to submit it into Moodle, you can send them to my mail, okay? It's not problem. Yes, Diana?
Tengo una pregunta. Entonces, de lo que yo entendí en inglés, nos puso una nueva tarea en Moodle y la información que usted nos dio hay que... ok.
¿Ya?
¿Cómo se llama el assignment que pusiste?
Respiratory System Practice 1. Rayleigh? No te escuché.
You.
Okay. Do we have any other questions?
Don't
Teacher, can I keep questioning you about blood?
ask him.
Whatever.
Next week, you can write all of your questions, and I'm going to be answering all of them. But
Just
today,
one more thing, wait, one more question.
okay, tell me one
What
more.
are antigens in red blood cells?
Well, red blood cells, we already talked about this.
Yeah, but antigens in red blood cells.
Antigens.
And why does the blood group blood O whatever doesn't have antigens in the red blood cell?
Well, technically, the the blood type O is actually a 0, which means that has nothing, okay? I will be explaining that a little bit more further next week,
I have
but
too many questions.
0 means, O means actually 0, which means that it's empty. This is why when we are, when we need like to do a blood transfusion to a person, we usually ask for blood type O negative, because it's not going to have antibodies or or any antigens, anything. So it's not going to cause a bad reaction into the person. Yeah, Edgar, you are O negative? Yeah, so you are the giver, but you only receive from your type. That is only a bad thing. You can only receive O negative, but you can give blood to everybody. So that's excellent, okay? Roxy, do you have a question about the respiratory system? And what is your question?
About my blood.
So I see you're very interested in blood.
Maybe. I
Maybe.
need to know, because if someone dies, I take
Teacher, can I?
blood and I keep it.
We're finished.
Almost.
Teacher, what if I'm A+?
What?
Who can I donate to?
What?
¿Qué pasa si yo soy sangre A más? ¿A quién yo le puedo donar sangre?
A la A.
Eso me gusta. ¿Y
Y
quién
tú
me
eres-
puede dar?
te puede dar O negativo, A negativo creo, y A positivo.
¿Y si me muero porque nadie me quiere dar eso?
Hay mucha gente. Yo soy A positivo, yo te doy.
Ah, tú me
Yo
das.
soy positivo, yo también te puedo dar.
Ey, tú me das, ey.
A positivo es la sangre más común.
Yo te voy a dar sangre.
La más común.
Sí, porque si tú tienes,
Yo
por
no soy
ejemplo,
común.
si tú tienes, si tu padre, tus dos padres fueron O, cualquier O, tú puedes salir O. Si tu mamá o papá es O y
Yo no sé.
el otro es A, tú puedes salir O. Entonces, así.
Ok, chicos,
Hay muchas combinaciones que pueden salir O.
así mismo.